What up, what up, what up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Smash Every Blazing Record, and I am back with another episode of the Sit Down Show. Joining me today, ladies and gentlemen, for the second time is the XCW CEO, Mr. Fletch. How you doing today, Fletch?
Doing pretty good. Glad that you have me back. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. We're gonna kind of catch up on what you guys have been up to since that time. But one thing I want to just try to do before we get into all of that is I'm actually working with a new video machine here. Now I already have one of these, but I bought a new version. And normally I don't use more than one angle in these shows. I usually just use a single shot. But I actually have another camera set up here, so I'm gonna actually see if we can bring you guys into this view here. So maybe you can get a better shot of me because I don't know how far or how good it is from you seeing me at that other angle there. But anyways, it's nice to catch up with you again. I know it's been a while. Like I said, it's probably been close to a year or so now since the last time you
Yep.
guys were on. We had you, we had Chris Jones, Brogan O'Shea, a couple of you guys. It was nice to have you guys. We also had you on episodes of the uh, the Three Strikes Trivia Show. I appreciate you, sending guys my way to help me produce episodes of that as well. But one thing I want to start with is you guys just put out a show the other day. Um, I believe it was the title is Cold Day in Hell. Am
Cold
I
day in
am I
hell.
correct?
Yep.
Okay, so you guys did Cold Day in Hell 2022. And at the beginning of the show, I heard the announcers mentioning that you guys were now being broadcasted in 4K. So can you guys, or can you give me a little update on what you guys have done production wise and some of the things that you've implemented into the show?
Yeah. I mean, we try to move into moving into to more as we go. And one thing that we thought was due for an upgrade was definitely moving up into a higher quality resolution in the show. Um, we started off doing just our docu series. XCW Showtime was in 4K, and had more of a cinematic quality to it. And we were kind of testing the waters and seeing how we liked it. And me and myself and Brady Branson, kind of the financial backers right now of XCW, and him and I sat out and we're like, all right, this is our goal. We're gonna shoot for 4K to start the 2022 season, and luckily we pulled it off. I mean, we had to buy two cams so that we could do the multi shots. So it was an expensive venture, but it couldn't have come at a better time.
No doubt. Okay, and since you guys have some new equipment and stuff, I'm actually liking the feel of the show. I checked out Cold Dan Hell. It was a great show. One other thing I wanted to say is, okay, so first of all, I want to say I didn't write down any questions specifically, but I did have some stuff that I wanted to talk to you about. You mentioned that you and Brady are like financially responsible for what's going on right now. Have you ever thought about, inquiring some like investors or just people like lenders or anything like that, people to help you guys out?
Well, actually, when we first bought our first ring, now we have two of the rings. We have the 16 by 16. We also have a 12 by 12. When we bought 16 by 16, we actually had a financial backer that kind of helped us out, and get us to where we could get that. And we, paid that all down and stuff. So we did go that route, but we just found it was kind of easier that him and I get together and just kind of make things happen. And so right now, we're just our biggest approach here is that we're just going to take it step by step, do a little bit of a time at a time, and then actually last night him and I were talking about possibly once again doing upgrades to our championships. I know that we just recently got some brand new championships, even as late as last season, but we're looking into getting more custom, XCW specific championships coming. Thanks to one of our newer participants here in XCW, Jackson Law. He's given
Oh,
us a little hand in that. So
Awesome, awesome. Now I think maybe the last time we talked, I was I may have mentioned it about like about implementing a women's division in your company, and I think you may have said that it's just hard finding people who are dedicated and stuff like that. But since the last time we talked, have you guys thought more about that or tried to implement bringing a women's division into the company?
Um, we set out not too long ago. I think maybe a little before the last time that we spoke on that. It's we're still kind of in the same place. We're trying to implement a lot. Like right now, we have a lot of women behind the scenes that help make XCW happen. We have women helping us with the social accounts, our Instagram accounts, our TikToks, and stuff like that. So like, there's a lot behind the scenes that people are not seeing where they're really helping. And then we've given a bigger role to Trinity Parker on the show, where she's now currently. Managing Deacon Storm, and she's gotten in the ring and got things mixed in a little bit here recently. She had a one-on-one match with ACT. She also had she teamed up with Blackheart last season and went against ACT in a handicap match. So we tried to implement a little more, try to get them a little more involved. We have a new ring announcer that will be starting here very, very soon, who's also a female. And she did some practice runs yesterday, and I think she did a very, very good job. So, little at a time, we're trying to find ways to get them more involved. And, of course, we have our XCW on screen owner, Emily Moore, who, of course, is a constant, has been for years. And, hey, she's not afraid to get in the mix either.
Yeah, yeah, I know about that. All right, um, there was a couple of things I wanted to say, and I kind of probably forgot one of them. But one thing that I wanted to say is, like I said, I watched the programming, and if I'm not mistaken, if I recall correctly, it seems like I haven't seen Deacon Storm in a few months. I know schedule wise, you guys only put out a show or two every month or whatever, but it seems like we hadn't seen him since the feud with DJ Walbert and Trinity Parker. So if you could, let us know what's been going on with Deacon Storm and what made him want to come back at the Cold Day in Hell pay per view or at the Cold Day in Hell show.
Yeah, Deacon was going through some stuff. He also works for another company as well, and he took some time off from there and XCW as well. So he took a couple months off. He was still involved with our Viewers' Choice Awards. He won an award at the Viewers' Choice Awards, so he was involved with that. And then that was to set up for his match for Cold Day in Hell. But he is fully back in the mix and ready to go, and we're glad to have him.
Okay, okay. Now, a little bit later, we're gonna, if you recall, the first time we had our little interview, I played a game with you where I asked you a couple of questions to recollect your memory, see if you could get them correct or not. We're gonna play that again here in just a moment. Couple of things that I wanted to tell you is the reason I was asking you about like trying to find financial backers and stuff like that is because again, me and you we've spoken and stuff, and I've tried to offer some programs and stuff like that. Now, honestly, I wish I could just give you the stuff for free because I like the product that you guys put out, but I would like to see these things that I'm offering help implement just to help you personally, like cut down your editing time and just the workload that you have, because I know you do have a personal life and a work life and stuff like that. So it would make it a lot easier for you to use some of these things. But the reason I, of course, just can't give them to you is because I paid a lot of money for a lot of this stuff. So I mean, but me personally, I was thinking about hitting you up and talking about possibly becoming an investor in the brand. But we'd have to discuss that, of course, and we'll do that off camera or whatever, personal business. But if that's something that you're interested in, I'm looking to try to invest in something, because I like your guys' show. There's a show on Facebook that I watch all the time, and I was thinking about doing the same for those guys, trying to invest in their show. So if that's something that you're interested in, then we can talk about that here a little bit later. But also, one thing I wanted to say is that since the last time we talked, you guys have got some new talent on the roster. So guys like Jackson Law, Miano Diaz, just to name a few. So how do you feel about the roster now with some of these new guys on there as compared to how it was before you guys kind of mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah, man, there's so much to say right now about our roster. I think right now is probably one of the most stacked rosters that we've ever had in company history in terms of having a mixture of the vets and the newcomers and stuff. And we have Miano Diaz, who was just right off the bat, he's definitely made a mark. He's right now our current XCW New Age champion, and he's in a rivalry right now with Gilbert, and they're tearing it up each and every show. Jackson Law kind of hit the ground running. I mean, he was like an overnight sensation. He come right in and was immediately put into a position where he is going against two top guys in Brady Branson and Void and mixing it up for the international or, in Brady's standpoint, the United States Championship. And quite a rivalry for himself to start. Plus, guys like Jader, who's really just now getting his feet wet after his year-long um, bodyguard gig with Evan Phoenix. And I can give you a little bit of a sneak peek here coming up in the next couple months. We're going to have another newcomer coming to XCW, and his name is Hunter Halkin. And I worked with him some yesterday, and he's a firecracker, and I can't wait for everybody to see him.
All right, I can't wait for that as well. So, if I could ask you, out of some of the newer guys that you guys have added to the roster, guys like Jaden Tucker, Miano Diaz, some of the newer guys that have joined within the last few months or within the last year, who would you say has made like the biggest progress? Who do you think is going to be the next guy who could potentially carry the brand?
Um, Surprisingly enough, I'm going to have to say Jaden Tucker. He's out to
Wow.
impress. He's like a sponge. He wants to learn everything. He's always bugging Corey Lee about trying to learn new submissions, and he's always trying to learn some ground and pound, attacks from genocide. He's always trying to work some brawler style in, like me and Brogan O'Shea. Like he's got his hands in every kind of cookie jar, and he's as soon as he can get down some more of that promo work and really gets out there and finds his path as a character. Sky's the limit for this guy. He's the new Fletch. I mean, I've said that before, but it's hard. It's really hard to tell. We got SAT who's coming in, and
Yeah.
he's definitely been a standout in the ring and some of the stuff that he's done. Um, Jackson Law is doing very well. Boy, talk about somebody who can talk on the mic. You're talking about Jackson Law. That guy can go on the mic. And the same goes for guys like ACT and Brogan O'Shea, who endlessly on the mic and just, I mean, they can roast people day and night. And so there's a lot of promising things coming up. There are a lot of twists and a lot of surprises coming up. And I can't wait for people to get to see it. I can't wait to see how everything unfolds this year.
Me too. Me too. And again, I know that you guys do other broadcast or other programming such as XCW 5, Recall, No False Finish, different shows like that. You also have a show that you host. So, out of those side shows that you guys produce this year, what's been one of your favorite episodes of a show that premiere?
Um, well, I'm a big sucker for XCW Showtime. I know that a lot of people are not fans of the behind the scenes, kind of peeling back the curtain and ruining kayfabe. A lot of people are against that. But to me, I think the show is very well put together. Kudos to Blackheart, who's the genius behind a lot of our editing and stuff like that. And he puts that show together extremely well, and he continues to deliver. We still have 3 or 4 episodes down the hatch right now. We're trying to spread them out so that we're not exhausting everything all at once. And there's 3 or 4 barn burner episodes about to come out. But I know another fan favorite that's really coming up right now is XW Recall. I think a lot of people get to see more insights of the people who portray these characters when they get to watch back their first matches or their first championship wins, and it's really special for them to go back in time and revisit those. So um, I Showtime in general, I don't know if there's a certain episode per se that is better than others, but Showtime is definitely a show to watch. Yeah.
Okay. Now, is there ever a time where like just a random superstar or wrestler? I'm not sure what you guys go by. I'm not sure if you're superstars or wrestlers or what. But is there any time where one of the wrestlers will come up to you and present you with an idea for a show? And
Oh, absolutely. Actually, Miana Diaz is the one that came up with the concept for XCW Recall. He kind of threw out the idea, and it just kind of spiraled into what it is. And I know Void has kind of pitched me an idea on possibly launching an XCW podcast in the future. And yeah, they're trying to mix it up all the time. No False Finishes, the brainchild of Chris Jones. It's actually the only Showtime and No False are the only two shows that I have really no creative behind, nothing tied to it. It's really like Chris Jones he takes control of No False Finish and really makes it his own, and I think he does a great job with it. And the same with Showtime. Blackheart set out to come up with this docu series, and he does an amazing job. And Trinity Parker recently started working on a show called Sometime Later, and she's the driving force behind that show. And we're hoping to be able to plug out more of those episodes here pretty soon as well.
all right, all right. Well, again, like I told you earlier, I didn't actually write down any questions. There was just a couple of things that popped into my head earlier. I was, wanted to ask you, but we do have a small little game that I want to play with you. So I'm gonna grab my questions here.
You're gonna make me look bad now.
Nah. So I didn't actually write down like what type of match it was or anything like that. I just wrote down what pay-per-view and what year. Um, Actually, one of them I think I forgot to write down the year, but I think I know what year it was. Yeah. Okay. So let me get rid of that, and let me put this up here, and then let me go over here. So. Is there zeros on that board? Can you tell?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So your first question is Halloween Harvest 2021. You had Miano Diaz versus Evan Phoenix for the New Age Championship. Who won?
Oh, that one's easy. I actually just got done watching this show right before I talked to you. Miana Diaz came out on top.
Correct. Correct. All right. Hopefully that one went in the right spot because I can't see my screen. I'm way back here
No,
by
yep,
my
you're
green
good.
screen. Okay. Next one. All or Nothing. I believe this one is 2021 as well. Jackson Law versus Void.
That one was Jackson Law, and then Jackson Law actually had another match with Brady Branson following that match.
Correct. All right. Staying in 2021, we had Explosive. DJ Walbert versus Jackson Law.
That was Jackson Law's debut, so Jackson Law.
Correct. 3 for 3. Next, we go to what was actually just the most recent show. We had Cold Day 2022, Jaden Tucker versus Deacon Storm.
As much as I was enjoying all the work that Jaden Tucker has put in, Deacon Storm was the better man that night, and well deserved after a little bit of refreshing.
Correct. All right, one more. We're going back to Cold Day 2021. We had Brady Branson versus Psycor.
That was a barbed wire table match for the XCW title, actually, and Brady Branson, I believe, survived that match. lived another day so that Psycor could beat him later on for the championship, just so he could get cashed in on by Hayden Vex.
Correct. You are 5 for 5. Great memory, and you even recalled the types of matches and everything. So that's what's up. Very impressive. But
Yeah, especially since like a lot of the early days, like the '03 to uh, probably 2011, 2012, like I got it. And then like after that, a lot of it starts getting real blurry. It's really hard to come up with some those answers. Maybe next time we play, you'll have to try to hit those mid seasons there and
yeah,
really screw me up. But
I was gonna go back on you, but
I
I
had
was
a good
like,
time.
what were you saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I just said I had a good time last season, so everything went pretty well.
All right, now appreciate you. Well, like I said, I didn't really write down anything, so I don't really have too much more for you. I appreciate your time. I want you to, if you would, go ahead and leave the people with your social medias. Shout out XCW, do what you do.
So we have a lot going on social media right now. We have our Instagram, XC Wrestling One. We have XC Wrestling One also on TikTok, and Twitter is blowing up right now. We've got definitely gained a lot of followers just really making our Twitter account late in the year, and it's definitely doing pretty well as our TikTok. Our page actually Showville, which of course is where most of our traffic comes from. And then we also have our YouTube channel that you can subscribe to, XC Wrestling One. And then we actually now have a secondary YouTube channel, XCW All Access, and that gives you some sneak peeks. It gives you not only XCW content, but it gets you content from FWL, IBW, and some other Indiana backyard wrestling companies from the past. Plus, it gives you all of our entrance themed Titantrons and some exclusive stuff that we've posted on Facebook over the years and much, much more. So if you haven't checked that one out, definitely get out there and check it out.
All right, I'll definitely be tapping into that. During the last Cold in Hell that you guys just put on, I actually saw that All Access page. They were commenting in the comments, and I was just wondering maybe if that was just like a fan account. But now that you're confirming that belongs to you guys, I'll go ahead and subscribe to that as well. And also your Twitter. I'm not sure if I knew that you guys were on Twitter. I be on Twitter every now and then. I post some stuff. I don't really get on there too much, but if you guys are active on there and there's exclusive content that I haven't seen, I'm more than willing to go and check that out as well. So be looking out for more content from these guys, Fletch, and all of the guys over at the XCW. My name is Mr. Smash Every Blazing Record. I want to thank Fletch for joining me. You guys make sure you check out XCW. When can we expect the next show, and what is the title for that one?
So we actually yesterday just filmed a Hall of Fame. We had the opportunity to honor 4 of our vets in XCW: Ryson, DTC, Matt Chinchell, and Austin Chaos. So we're really happy to be able to do that for them, and that'll actually post on March the 10th. And then we will have XCW Glory coming up on March the 24th.
All right. Well, I'll be looking out for that. And if that's going to do it for you, that's going to do it for me. My name is Mr. Smash Every Blazing Record. Thanks to my guest, Mr. Fletch, XCW CEO. You guys, make sure you check out my content on my YouTube or also go and download the PMC ENT Network app. One thing I do want to mention is that the app is now available for free. So if you have an Android phone, go into the Google Play Store, search for the PMC ENT Network, and you will find the PMC ENT Network app. But if that's going to do it for him, that's going to do it for me. You guys have a great day.